Natural fibers and synthetic fibers are the two major types of fibers used by mankind. We have already been introduced to both these types. Let us now get into the details of the natural fibers by looking at a few examples. Can you list a few examples for me? Cotton and jute are the most widely used natural fibers. But how are fibers obtained from these plants? Are these simple or complicated processes? Do the process consume a lot of time or get done quickly? Let us answer these queries with examples. To begin with, we take jute first. Where do we obtain jute from? Of course, easy answer is the jute plant. However, the jute plant is commonly used term for many plants together. We will skip the details now and learn these concepts later in higher grades. For now, all we need to know is that the fibers are obtained from the jute plant. Which part of the plant gives us the fibers? Stem or roots? Yes, it's the stem. The stem of the jute plant is used to obtain the fibers. And how is this process carried out? Let's understand it in detail. The first step is where the stem of the plant is selected and cut appropriately. The next step that follows is retting. What is retting? It is simply a process where the subject, as in this case the stem of the jute plant, is exposed to two major factors. One is running water and the second is microbial activity. But wouldn't that rot or decay the plant material? Yes, as a matter of fact, it does. That's what is exactly needed. The external layers of the plant tissue and a few proteins are removed with the rotting activity. What we end up is with the fibers within. However, the removal of tissues is not that simple. The external layers get rotten, but they need to be separated from the inner fibers. That is where the next step comes in. It's called the stripping step. In this, the workers strip the external layers of the rotten tissue and the non-fibrous matter that is of no use to us. They then reach the inner part where the fibers are present. Ultimately, the fibers are removed, separated from each other and processed further. The jute plant is usually harvested when it reaches the flowering stage. So if we glance at the process once, it appears somewhat like this. The stem selection step, followed by the retting step, then comes stripping and lastly fiber separation. This is how jute fibers are obtained. Long and cumbersome process. India is one of the major manufacturers of jute fibers. But where can jute fibers be used? Jute has a wide variety of applications right from garments to packing material. Now that we have seen how jute fibers are obtained and used, next we get to know about another widely used natural fiber, cotton.